Welcome to the Everything Country Podcast. It's your host, G-Jack, along with my co-host,
Mr. D713.
Today we got two special guests in the building. Mr. D713, you want to introduce our guest?
Oh, for sure, man. We got Rello Dime right here, as well as Cleo Soul. I don't know if y'all can, for the people who are watching us, I'm pointing at them right here. Can't hide, don't run. They're both with the Afterthe3some podcast, and we greatly appreciate them coming on. Can we give them a round of applause?
Thank you for having us.
No problem. Thank y'all. I met them last week. Was a week before last, probably last week. But shout out to Truckcast for having their meetups, Zoom meetings with all the podcasts. We love linking up new folks, and we met some cool people on there, man. So we highly enjoyed it. We had some great conversations, and we would like to share some thoughts and ideas and some topics with everybody else with this current episode and some in the future. So, how are y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Gucci, blessed and highly favored. Happy to see another day.
And sanitized and moisturized, I hope.
Sanitized, moisturized. I waxed my own eyebrows today.
Ooh, okay. Ooh. Look,
made my own wax.
Come close to the camera.
Huh?
Y'all been social distancing?
Yes. As distancey as I can get.
That sounds like so much bullshit right there. Oh.
What? I have been distancing. No. My sister's the only person here with me.
Oh yeah, what's up, sis? Little sis. Like, what's the age between you and your sister again?
Well, me and her is 10 years. I have a sister between us, and it's 3 years. And then we have it's 5 of us. My parents was fucking.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the Makings of You later. So, we'll get into that later. But good. So, how you y'all holding up during this quarantine phase? Are any of y'all essential workers? Do y'all have to get out the house to go to work?
No, I work from home permanently though.
Okay. Listen.
So after this, no having to get up and go anywhere, but to my desk.
Did they change that? Did they change that after when this started, or it's always?
No, I was already. It just so happened that I had gotten the promotion to start working from home right before this, so. Right on time. He be working.
Okay. Other than that, y'all just holding strong. Well, what's the main thing?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Nigga, did you just drink out that damn carton like that? Like, what size was that?
I would like to introduce to y'all a nice little. See, I made a nice little concoction. Made a little simple lemonade, some tequila, a little bit of rum, some ginger ale, and some lime. Okay, I had some for my wife. She was like, "Oh, it's too strong. We don't waste alcohol around here, baby." So I just poured it in the pitcher, and I brought it up here.
Okay.
So shout out to 1921 Tequila. Y'all always give me love on Instagram. I'm waiting for y'all to send me a bottle. Holler at me later.
Okay, with the plugs and promotion, right? Endorse that shit.
You feel me? Trying to make a name for ourselves. We sip and sit. But as I was saying,
into it. What were you saying? Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, what do y'all put? Is that my shit?
Y'all good for it.
That's you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn. I think it's because I had this hard drive hooked up to it and slowing some shit down. But anyway, what's the first thing you're gonna do when they lift the quarantine? What are y'all looking forward to doing?
Y'all not gonna see me till like September. I'm gonna stay in for a little bit to see how everybody else do.
Ain't waiting that long. Because at the end of the day, if I honestly believe that I'm covered and I take daily herbal medicine and take care of myself, and it's also easily curable, I'm not really concerned. I'm definitely not waiting. I'm not waiting that long, but I'm definitely not coming out as soon as, like, niggas was at Grooves tonight for Taco Tuesday.
I thought the clubs weren't open.
The restaurants.
Grooves said Taco Tuesday at Grooves.
Shit, I ain't gonna hold you. I ate at Denny's today. I had to go get my tire changed.
Sit down.
I ran over a nail. I work in construction. I ran over a nail, so I had to get my tire replaced. And it was like, it's going to be 2 hours because of the social distancing. They got that many employees, all that. So I was hungry. It was a Denny's next door. They was like, hey, you can dine in and eat now. I was like, cool. In that bed, I was like, hey, just give me a plastic cup, a styrofoam cup, and some plasticware, and I'm straight.
That should be the only thing that they can do.
Nah, they was trying to give me the real stuff. I was like, nah, I'm good. Not yet.
Oh, nah.
give me the plastic stuff.
Y'all better than me.
You know, restaurants are open. They have to keep a minimum. Movie theaters are open.
Really?
All that's open.
I should have invested in AMC. Shit.
Hey, I meant to send you something.
I got a projector. Movies can get popping here. Okay? I don't gotta go nowhere.
You got that broken Amazon Fire Stick?
No, I actually need one if you got a plug.
We can do it ourselves. But we make it work. But you know what? No, I cannot do that. I have no idea what was just said a moment ago. I have no idea. Go and purchase your movies and go to your local theater.
What's a broken Fire Stick?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was something I learned in my indigenous American studies. It was like a bow and arrow or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, it's like me. I'm an essential worker, so I went and got some tacos at this little taco bus down here. And it was a gang of people. And I had my whole little Bane mask on and stuff. But this one dude kept trying to talk to me and being too close. I'm like, hey, I don't mind talking, but chill, dog. Give me 50 feet, man. And I went, I said, you know what? I'm just going to sit in my damn car. And I was there for like an hour, and people were standing near each other, you know, and people with no shoes on and shit. And I'm like, nah, I can't rock it yet.
Yeah, no.
And with me being here in Washington, the COVID is one thing, but I've already told my director, if I see one of them damn wasps and it's really that big in real life, you ain't got to worry about me coming in. You really don't.
Wasp.
You ain't seen hornets?
It's a bee. It's a new killer bee that's 2 inches long.
It's a hornet. It's not a bee. It's a hornet. They can kill bees. That's the problem.
Oh, that's right. I got it mixed up.
Them motherfuckers like this damn big.
It's an Asian hornet that's supposed to have came. That's supposed to, if it bites you, you can die from it.
It's called like a murder wasp or some shit like that.
Yeah,
like
it can bite through bee suits too, though.
So we on Jumanji level 8 right now.
And the first one was seen here in Washington.
All right, conspiracy theory time. Check this out. So, where is Bill Gates from? Where he live at?
Shit.
I don't know that nigga.
He live in Washington, don't he? And he from Seattle? Like,
he has the Gates Foundation here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The hardest hit place for coronavirus was where? New York, right?
No, was it?
It started here in Washington, though.
I thought that.
The people who died the most in New York, though, right?
Because they don't know how to get the fuck away from each other.
I know.
Go ahead.
Who from New York and who from Seattle?
Jay-Z.
Trump.
The two people who started this shit, they tried to kill them motherfuckers. I think we good. I don't think we got to worry about the bees. I bet the bees show up in New York next.
And that was our conspiracy theory moment, boys and girls.
Okay. Everybody all of a sudden ready to get rid of Bill Gates. He been sitting quiet for a few years, like low key. Now he want to be advocate for quarantine, vaccinations and shit.
He been doing this thing. We just ain't been paying attention to him. We've been having a lot of other distractions.
We know he been doing his thing.
He tried to be the richest man again. Jeff Bezos too. He done took over Seattle and his and the throne for the richest man.
Well, you know, right here, Seattle's the hub of technology. So that's the culture here is like this, you know, big wage gap, rich versus the poor. I don't want to say versus the poor, the rich don't want this shit. But all in all being said, it's just very awkward to live in a spot like this and still see people out. Like, I made a delivery after work yesterday and I had to go downtown and see as many homeless people downtown. I'm like, shit, ain't no damn mask on and shit, man. And I don't want to be paranoid, but I like, man, I wrap my shit up, drop that shit off and ran the fuck on. I like, I cannot be fucking around with y'all. But and you know, the deaths are very high here in Seattle, like in the county that I'm in and shit. And then New York got that shit and ran off with it, man. But if you look at all the videos and shit, people think this shit a joke. You know, they think it ain't real until they get that good cough and that little tingle in the chest, and it's a wrap.
Yeah, I remember I drank some water the wrong way, and I thought I had it. I started coughing. I was like, wait a minute.
It ran down the wrong pipe.
Yeah.
Where did that shit come from?
Old folks say
old folks.
That sound good.
Man, I need to go. We need to bring some more old folks on the show. Just ask them, where did y'all get this shit from? And they probably gonna say the same shit, old folks. But okay, so talking about old folks and good shit like that. What's like? We want to talk more about the signs, the Capricorn, the Geminis, the Leos, the Sagittarius, why do everybody what's the one everybody hate?
Scorpio?
Geminis.
That's what I hate.
Whoa. Well, you know, it's some I was gonna post something that said, I don't know if it was Cancers, they're like, man, fuck all y'all niggas. So
I think I don't know, it'd be mixed reviews. They be talking about the worst from worst to least, or from least to most loved. It starts, what was it, Virgo, Sagittarius, Virgo, Scorpio.
All the mutable signs.
All
of the mutable signs, niggas don't fuck
nobody
with
really likes
them.
Okay. So
like they fuck with us, but they don't understand why they fuck with us, so then they don't fuck with us because we really don't give a fuck.
Okay. So quickly. So once again, we're gonna get into the signs, zodiac signs. We'll get into the zodiac signs and things. And once again, I'm a extreme novice. I know what I am. I know some of the characteristics or traits of myself, or the signs that I could match. I don't really claim it all fully and shit, but like, so everybody first, let's state their sign. So I don't know if everybody's seeing order right here. I'm in the top right. Is everybody else? Are you in the top bottom?
Yeah, they're at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, on mine, I'm on the top.
Okay,
I'm
on the top
too.
Oh, well, shit. Well, fuck it. So I will start with myself. So I'm a Leo, and
I'm a Virgo.
Pisces.
Virgo.
Go ahead.
Sagittarius.
So
Pisces.
Leo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Okay. So what does this shit mean? Just starting with us.
Man, I have no clue. I just found out about the Pisces maybe like 2 years ago. I don't even keep up with it like that.
I mean, it all. Sherelle could probably tell you a little bit more because she's been like, she's very detailed with like your sign, who you are, horoscopes and all that. I'm always been into, until recently, I've always been into like your character. There are strong characteristics that are associated with your sign. And those characteristics you can look up. I don't know everybody's, but for a Sagittarius, we tend to be very, the mutability is heavy with us. Because we're always traveling and moving on to the next thing, we are the type of people to, and then a fire sign, if you get us to the point of anger, it's going to be very bold, fast anger, but it's going to be very strong anger or very intense passion, but that might last for a short period of time. So it's easy for us, just speaking as a Sagittarius, it's easy for us to sometimes fall in love very quickly and fall out of love just as quick. Find something that we like to do and we're all in it for the moment and then over it once we've explored it to the depths that we feel like, okay.
What month is this? I feel like I know some people like that.
You said Sagittarius?
Yeah. I mean, what your birth month?
When's your birthday?
Okay.
December 11th is my birthday. But it also has a lot to do with there are three components to who you are that play a major part that we've learned since speaking with or working with astrologers. For me, I've learned since I've been not doing or providing readings, but having readings done for me. there are 3 characteristics. It's your sun, moon, and rising. Sun being who you are and how you show up in public, or well, not even in public. That's your main personality. Yeah, like your main personality. Your rising sign being how you present yourself or what people think you are or how they perceive you when they first meet you until they get to know you. And then your moon sign being who you are when you are at home, relaxed, and able to like fully like, be comfortable when you're comfortable around people.
Okay. See, that's how you break some shit down. We like that.
I think my rising and my moon is the exact same.
Nah.
You have to get your, I mean, it could be. You have to get your birth time and put it in.
I mean, all 3 though?
Yeah, all 3 could be that.
Didn't one of y'all have a book about this? Like,
oh, I have my chart that we had.
See, look at that. See? It worked.
Yes, I have my chart. This is like your wheel, but this helps break down your houses, and it starts with your rising sign, basically the time, location, and date. Date already give you but everything else you need your time and location for. Mm-hmm. And it starts with the rising.
All right, let's back up just a little bit. Let's come back to the signs and, your sign and everything you know about it. I think we skipped a part. What's the name of y'all's podcast again?
After the Threesome?
After the Threesome podcast. We talked about that, but what is it about? Like, what is y'all's podcast about? I don't think we really even talked about that.
This nigga backed it all the way to fuck up.
All the way back.
Well, we missed that. Like, we talking to y'all, but we don't really know what the podcast is about.
We could have came back to that shit, nigga. Like, damn, I was in depth in this shit. Nigga.
You had so much info on, like, the signs and stuff like that. So I don't know. Is a podcast about that? Like, I'm like, I don't know.
No.
I would assume it's not.
About everything.
You told me earlier. I asked you about that, and you was like, "Nah, it's totally different than the name." So I'm like, "Okay, now I'm like lost."
Yeah, one of our guests this week thought that we was gonna be some freak jokes talking about dick and sucking dick the whole time. Not unless it had a threesome.
So
it's to reel you in.
Gotcha, bitch.
To expand your mind.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Dirty motherfuckers.
We are well-rounded women who read books, own businesses, are very intelligent, have college degrees, get money, get paid, and yes, we do suck dick.
How about that?
We do all other things well as well.
So, to some of the
do this nigga on.
So to sum it up.
To sum up the podcast, this is just to get people outside of like, oh, after the threesome. Like that's just the come, or that's just the get you to come over here.
It's the
and
bait.
Then that's the bait. The conversation is going to get you. So basically, the podcast is centered around our fantasies of what our perfect threesome would be. So our main goal is to challenge relationships, and everybody's saying, for me, it was at a time where I felt like I was tired of hearing, oh, you're almost 30, when you get married, when you're going to settle down, why you got commitment issues when you have a baby, all of this stuff. For me, it was about who's to say that marriage is necessarily the ultimate goal. And then also having had encounters with numerous people who were not in a traditional couple, but in a throuple. And it kind of helped spawn that idea for us, and basically challenging what a relationship looks like and try in order to redefine that. Also, in our perfect threesome, really killing the stigmatism around threesomes, being like, oh, you have a threesome, but you don't really talk about it, or whoever may be the third in the situation probably gets up, leaves. In most situations, nobody ever sticks around and actually has conversation. So if I pillow talk with one person, and if ever I have a threesome, I would want to sit down and pillow talk with both of them afterwards.
And then we talk about relationships, but not just dating.
It's not it's not just romance.
Like friendships, relationships with your family, relationships and business and just your everyday life. So it's a little bit of everything. And it's how strong
everything.
So we talk about everything. So same way you would pillow talk with your wife after y'all just, help relieve a bunch of stress, you would talk to her about her day. You talk to her about what's going on, her mental health. We talk about everything.
That brings up another subject, though. Is it really proper etiquette to really talk and pillow talk after a threesome? Like, do you really care that much?
Who's to say there's an etiquette? Do you really care that much to talk to the one bitch you just fucked? Do you gotta talk to her?
If it's my wife, then yeah, I care about what she got going on. But if it's some chicks I'm having a threesome with, I really don't care.
But we're not talking about a threesome. What if it's just a chick that it could be a chick that you just fuck on a regular, and she's not your wife, nor do you perceive her to be one. Does she not deserve your conversation after y'all had sex? It's supposed to be, we had sex, get up. Most of the people that I've dealt with, for me, not having had I've only had 2 significant relationships in my life. And outside of those 2 relationships, every other one have been very serious situationships. I've never been kicked out. Most men want to cuddle and get you to stay, even when you try to leave. So every relationship.
That's the thing? Like, dudes really be doing that?
Yes.
They be the ones wanting to cuddle, and they put all that pressure on y'all to say y'all the ones who be wanting to cuddle and stay and stuff like that.
Yes.
We realize now at this day and age, most rumors were started by niggas.
Niggas be lying.
Lies. I would combat that. I'll combat that.
Even in high school, they were started by the man. The women might have spread it, but the men
we had
it.
We had this conversation last time. We did, and it was the exact opposite. The niggas would spread it, but the woman usually whisper in his ear. It's usually yes.
We wasn't in there when Jessica sucked your dick behind the bleachers.
Jessica probably told her best friend. Jessica told her best friend that she even wanted to suck a nigga dick.
No. No woman is ever going to tell on themselves that they are sucking random dick behind the bleachers.
That is a lie. That is a lie. That is completely incorrect. That is absolutely incorrect. Absolutely
in
incorrect.
College,
once again,
not in high school. You said it was in high school, right?
Even in college, ain't no girl about to go up to her girlfriend and say, "Oh, yeah." Like nowadays, maybe.
I have homegirls. Homegirls tell me, "Hey, GJ, don't we have a homegirl?"
But that's not your boyfriend. That's not your man.
Yeah,
or that's not somebody you seriously fucking with.
GJ, did we have a homegirl? They used to go around and say she want to suck a particular classmate's dick. And told everybody she wanted to do it. Well, told her we didn't go and spread it out. I think you the one that told him. Actually, told the guy directly. And I don't know if it was at family served, but no rumor was spread that she didn't spread talk. And our homegirl or some girl that liked the boy, went and got mad and spread all this shit around or some other nasty shit. Women are the biggest haters towards themselves, and niggas are the biggest haters towards us. Simple as that.
No, I don't know.
And that's how I feel. That's my perspective of things. That's how I've seen it.
Both sides be lying.
I think that on both sides there are haters amongst us all.
But we cannot just sit here and say that it just comes straight. No, I've seen, and it'd be easy to say that, but how many homegirls you have?
In high school, I had maybe 3, but you don't fuck now that I'm
like
older,
that.
I have more girlfriends, but I mostly had nigga friends.
Yeah, it is like, and I
I was the homie.
It's cool being
so they used to always tell me their secrets.
You was the quiet one?
Yeah, so they just tell me. It's like, she's not going to tell nobody.
And did you?
No. Because
they didn't care if I was or wasn't going to tell. I was just the homie. I was the one that was going to tell them some shit. It was an awkward position for me to be in.
And I'm the homie as well. I have a bunch of homegirls, and they open up about shit. I don't be telling their business and shit. And I'm always sitting with this shit.
D713 has an unusual amount.
That's what I'm saying. I do. Those are all my homeboys. Like, how you have all these homegirls? I always say, I don't fuck them. Simple as that. But so that's how you keep a homegirl.
Yeah.
Just keep it right there. You stop right there. But the point I'm making is, it's like they tell advice. I can listen, and some of them I'm like, I just hear the bullshit they say. And I would say, do you want me to hear what you're saying, or you want me to listen and give you feedback? If you ask me to listen and give you feedback, I am going to be blunt as fuck. And it is what it is. It's all out of love. But just saying, you know, being messy. I've seen a group of women. I remember in high school. No, this was in junior college. I went to go see one of my homegirls at work. She was at work with her coworkers. They all considered themselves friends. It was 5 of them. One will walk out the circle while they were talking. All 4 of them will immediately start talking shit about them when they walk out. And they did it to each other every time. And I was just soaking this up like, there's some trifling ass shit. I said, I already knew when I walked out.
I just never been that type of girl though. Like I don't.
And it's not you. Once again, I'm not saying it's you, but
you know,
I
believe that there are women like that, but I've never been that type of girl. Now, have we like had conversations about a homegirl shit that she going through, or like, man, that's crazy, or we gotta? Sometimes for us, it's a way of figuring out how to best advise your friend. Or, you know, it could be you venting because you just tired of whatever the fuck that girl was going through. Like, I'm tired of her talking to me about the same ass nigga that she never gonna stop fucking with. Or I'm tired of her fucking with every nigga the same way and then coming back and talking about the same shit that she did with the same nigga, and you putting yourself through the cycle. There's so many different reasons why women vent to each other, and I understand it. But I've never been the friend, like, if you're saying there are women who are just like, oh, look at what she got on, and that bitch, I don't even understand her. Let me tell you about her. Some shit. I don't do that.
No, that's the same thing. But I know guys that would throw salt on another man's name. We call it dirty macking. Do that in a heartbeat. We know that. We absolutely know that. You just got to keep an eye on them. You don't keep those type of guys in your circle. But are they out there?
A lot of times, unfortunately, there are people that don't even realize or know it. Like
I wonder if that's like a trait of like a certain sign or whatever. Like back to that topic.
Now we're back to the signs.
Yeah, we're back to the signs now. We kind of went off. I just want a quick review of the podcast.
No, I don't know.
It probably is a trait though. Like I'm pretty sure, like I don't know, a lot of Sagittarius are like some hoe ass niggas or something.
I don't know how that would go.
Keep going back to Sagittarius. I'm about to feel a type of way.
I don't know how.
But don't the
you said you're Sagittarius?
Yeah, she did. I have like.
I didn't mean Sagittarius. I meant Gemini or something. I don't know. I just threw a random sign.
So okay. So let me see. I know out of all the signs, Leo, considered cocky.
You're ruled by the sun.
Okay, so that we rule by the sun. That means we rule everything else, most likely.
Nope. No.
Maybe you said
wrong way. Rewind.
No, take your time. We're love. I'm just looking at it. I believe the lion is the king of the jungle, or the case may be. You know, strong, strength, loving.
Leo.
People love us, but they hate us because they love us so much. All these, and they get confused sometimes. They get caught up in their feelings, and it's like it's not our fault. It's kind of their fault, but it's still love at the end of the day. We just mean well by individuals, and we can give you somewhat. You can use the word emotional or passionate. I like that much better. We're passionate about our views and what we and the people we care about. Love, and we're somewhat protective. So that's my thing. My wife is a Gemini, and from once again, it's my perspective. Geminis, once again, just two different personalities, very heavily. One, and it goes over a spectrum of things. Like if you can like chicken one day, you can hate it the next. You could be cursing one day, no cursing in this house the next. It's like you go back and forth on things, you know, but they find balance one way or another. And one thing is that they fuck with you, they fuck with you. They don't fuck with you at all. Sagittarius is like almost like a female Leo to a sense. And I don't think men and women will follow, because Sagittarius, they feel like they know a lot.
It's because they're
old people shit.
They're very philosophical.
Is that what it is? Yeah, no.
But it's not that we think. A lot of times we know the shit and we don't know why we know the shit.
A lot of Sagittarius have conspiracy theories as well. But it's not, they think they're the only one have it, but you know, many people may have it as well.
It depends on what house it lands in too.
See, that's the shit I don't know. I don't know nothing about that.
The houses and stuff.
Virgos are just
like, go run through all of them.
The ones I know.
Let us know.
Cancers are sensitive as fuck.
What are you again? You say you're a Leo?
Who, me? Oh yeah. Cancers are sensitive as fuck.
Hold
on. Question: Do Leos and Cancers get along?
Yes. You don't get along with Geminis, which you're married to one.
No,
I'm sorry, Aquarius.
Yeah, Leo. But it's like
they can get along, but Cancer's a water sign, Leo's a fire sign, and then you may hurt Cancer's feelings.
Nigga, and that's exactly what usually fucking happen. Every person I know, that's only I like kind of like. I can't really read other Leos sometimes, but I know when the motherfuckers are Cancer. They're usually Cowboys fans first and foremost, and backdoor after that, they mean they sensitive as fuck. They start shit.
Cowboy fans?
They start shit, then they get their feelings hurt every fucking time.
Is that like June, July?
Yeah, June to July. Yes, late June, early July.
So
they are sensitive though.
Because they are a Cancer, they automatically like the Cowboys, which makes them sensitive. Am I getting this correct?
It's no order in that. It's no order.
These are the new shits of your sign, people.
Take it.
Okay.
Take it. That's my assumption. Now, once again, here on Everything Culture, we don't know everything. We only can say our perspectives and learn from that.
I mean,
but Rello, Cleo, am I wrong about anything? Is something y'all would like to shine light on?
I don't know.
Cancers are a little bit more emotional because of their water composition. And then they're very protective. So they tend to be very feel like they believe that they're doing what's best for you type people.
I do agree that too. I do agree about that.
So a lot of times, especially if you have a Cancer parent, which I have my mother's a Cancer, they're very overprotective.
Cancers.
They're overprotective, and that is really because they love you, but they are super, super emotional. And then if you hurt them, they can be vindictive to their petty scale. Like for me, my mom may not be vindictive, and they care too much, so they can't. Some of them cannot follow through. But if you are not somebody like of a family member, if you're a friend, they will try their best. I had a friend who was a Cancer, so because I wasn't giving her the energy that she wanted, she in turn tried to fuck with my nigga. That was her way of getting my attention.
She doesn't sound like a Cancer. She sounds like a whore.
I mean, she was that as well, which is why I stopped hanging out with her. Well, I wouldn't call her a whore. I would say that she was promiscuous.
No, sounds like a hoe to me.
It's a difference. I think there's a difference.
Rilla, what about your sign? What's the qualities on your sign?
Virgo, perfectionist.
And when's your birthday?
To the point that you can become lazy because you want everything perfect, and then he pisses you off because it's not perfect, and then you don't want to do it anymore. Oh, my birthday is September 4th.
September 4th.
Okay. I know somebody's birthday.
September
4th. Okay, all right, that's it. So, I know that birthday sounds like familiar or significant.
So it comes down. So I don't know shit about Pisces. Are they
you're in February or March?
No, March.
They just don't give a fuck about a lot of shit.
Maybe elusive. They can get addicted to stuff really fast.
They go with the flow.
Dreamers of the zodiac sign, since they're the last zodiac sign, they have qualities of every sign, but they're more of the.
My wife, me and her mom are both a Pisces, and she say a lot of stuff I do reminds me of the stuff her mom does. So she said like we both like real caring and stuff, but not really emotional. You know what I'm saying? But we get too invested on stuff that's really not necessary. If that makes sense.
Anything like
that could be something. That could be another component of your chart, because Pisces are very dreamy, so to speak. You have to be grounded, not so to speak, but you have to have a grounding aspect to you. Otherwise, you will float off and just be in dreamland, and you have big dreams, big ideas, but sometimes lack follow through. So you have to be focused, and maybe that dream or trying to achieve and attain that dream could make it seem like you're holding on to things a little bit more, but that could be something. I think that might be something else that is causing you. I mean, unless, like she said, Pisces does have a little bit of everybody in their sign, but that could be a Capricorn energy with the Pisces, but I still feel like within Pisces of their own energy, the main things you guys do are very flighty and dreamy, like just dreamers, if that makes sense. Like daydreamers, wanderers.
La La Land sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. La La Land. Just be in your own world, beating to your own drum. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, but sometimes you got to remember to connect and be here and be present.
That sounds like GJ back in the day. Well, not so much now.
Yeah, I mean, it may be your rising or your moon sign is probably different. That is stopping you from being that way.
Yeah, they say when your kids.
All your kids are Pisces too, right?
Yeah, except for Keegan. I don't think he's a Pisces. His birthday is March 26th.
No,
yeah, Aries.
Okay,
How does that work?
Two of them had the same birthday. So two of them are born on March the 6th. And then I'm born on the 11th. Nah, they 10 years apart though.
2?
10.
Oh, 10. Wow.
Yeah.
How you do
wow.
that?
You like to fuck around the same time of the year?
They got 2 different moms.
That's
the crazy part.
I said you like to have sex around the same time of year.
I guess that's so. In some, I'm like a dog in heat. I guess I don't know.
Because his birthday in March too, so all that shit right there.
Ooh.
I say July 4th is the day.
Probably, yeah, July 4th.
So what's like Thanksgiving, like the end of November? What sign is that?
Sagittarius.
So both my parents are Sagittarius. Huh. Ain't that a motherfucker?
And then November Sagittarius?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, they crazy.
I can't argue that shit, man.
No, I believe that I for one believe that it's definitely different energies in the months, like what month you're born in. I feel like with Sagittarius, that explorer part of us can be too, for November Sagittarius, it's almost like you can never please them because they always want more. They're always seeking more. They're always yearning for more. And then it could cause them to seem ungrateful to those around them who are giving them, and they don't understand. They don't know. They can negate it. It's not necessarily I want what I want it now. I really don't know what I want. Is what November Sagittarius.
It's crazy you say that shit. Man, I was thinking about bringing my father on the show. If you listen to any of the previous episodes, I probably called my daddy a bitch ass nigga probably 100 times. Yeah, you know what it is. But all that being said, my mom, and she used to say my dad used to love Prince. They both, my mom's rumors has it used to be on Soul Train and shit like that. She lived her life. That's what I've always told. I heard, but. She was, she always used to love that Purple Rain. And one lyric I was caught, was it Purple Rain? Which one say that my mom was never sad? Yeah, my mom was never, when doves cry, when doves cry. When saying, my mom's never satisfied. And I always felt like that with my mother and shit. And now, like, you say that shit, it kind of makes, I wonder if she knew that shit. I don't know if my mother was in zodiacs and shit like that. I know she was a little throwed off at times, but all that being said, it makes a lot of sense because I was gonna say, man, have you ever seen y'all parents fight? I never seen the shit. I seen them cuss their ass, each other ass out, but I hear stories about shit, and I'm like, having 2 people of the same sign, would that ever work out? Is that a good idea?
My grandparents were both Capricorns, and they worked out.
They probably just both working a lot, huh?
See, and we got to see, and we go in the culture of
no
at their ages.
They wasn't like my grandfather was a pastor. My grandmother she was right there. Like she was that type of grandmother, could get everything ready, helped him get dressed. She even had the little shoehorn. I remember her stuffing his foot down shit. And the shoehorn and shit.
They don't make them like that no more.
Well, what
did all of that?
But I was gonna say that's a different era though.
Yeah,
so
the culture was different back then though. Like women did that. Like it was like you were really frowned upon if you got a divorce or did anything, against your husband back then.
I mean, I understood that, but I'm saying just for the personalities and sign wise, the reason why I think that sometimes you can understand a person who has their same sign. Now, what made it work more so, I had friends who are both Sagittarius. One's a November Sag, one's a December Sag. So she's crazy as fuck, and he's grounding to her. There are aspects of it. My grandparents just literally happened to be 1 day or 2 days apart from each other, for their birthdays. But I think that it works. I don't see why. I think fire and fire can work depending upon like the other aspects. So what we learned was your moon sign as a woman should be compatible with their sun sign, with a man's sun sign. Basically, because as women, we get comfortable, we get all nurturing, we fall into our relaxed moon, also representing like our love energy and our comfortable energy. Men are always very logical in their forward thinking. Now they do have the ability to be when they are in love, it's a difference, and they can be in their moon, but by that point they still for the most part operate as their sun. So there are other aspects that could have.
So the elements is it fire, earth, water, wind, and heart?
Air.
Okay.
No,
okay.
4.
Okay.
Heart, that's a chakra.
Yeah. Okay, just checking. I thought we call them Captain Planet or some shit. But
no.
So so out of those, so another thing I was gonna say, so like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, do y'all recall when they tried to change all of the zodiac signs because of something shifted? I don't know. Can y'all elaborate on that?
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be that Ophiuchus, Ophilius, or something, but I'll say our astrology guru.
So you would have been
they don't acknowledge it
at the end of the month. I mean, end of the year, right?
I would have been a Cancer. That's what I was like. Fuck that.
I would have been a Leo.
Yeah, I would have been that. I would have been the whatever shit it was, because it was during that. It would be during December. Sagittarius was pushed back. So, I would have been that.
I don't know how that worked.
A lot of astrologers don't acknowledge it. I think they said somebody came back and recanted it because it was still too small to even make an impact or like that.
Yeah, it's based on the planets. All the zodiac are based on the planets. So I guess because they found a new planet, that's probably where it came from.
Oh.
But the new planet is so small that it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it's just about as small as
So it shouldn't affect us because we're already born. It's probably the people that was born.
Yeah, she said that it would affect new energy.
That motherfucking Generation Z. Yeah, they
probably so.
But I know when you said the planets, like all this shit remind me of Sailor Moon and shit. Like and it was some anime I used to watch with the zodiac, but I can't remember.
Because Leo is the sun. Cancer is the moon,
and everything's surrounded by the sun, right? The center of it all. I'm just asking the question.
No, not you said. Does everything revolve around the moon?
No, the sun.
Around the sun. Yeah.
All planets do revolve around the sun. However,
okay, that's cool. That's all I'm asking.
However, Jupiter is the only other planet that is as large as, and it is to be perceived that we birth everything, including the sun. So we are mother. We are.
And Pisces share Jupiter. Is it Pisces? I think Sagittarius and another. I think it's Pisces that share Jupiter.
We don't really care about them because we're a fire sign, so we outshadow them anyways.
Who's full of gas?
I'm just letting you know.
If you want to go to the astrology and shit, I can go there.
Whatever your rising sign is.
Yeah, Sagittarius.
Is your rising sign is your chart ruler. So whatever your rising sign is, that planet rules your chart aspect of your whole chart.
Okay. Y'all are y'all in the cards and all those things? The tarot?
I've been dabbling in it a little bit. I'm not good at it yet. I'm just been dabbling in it. I'm still working.
I can't fuck with that shit.
I gotta ask before you answer this. If you tell me you're in the card, so I'm gonna ask you: is your grandma Miss Cleo?
No.
No.
Why gotta be Miss Cleo? It could be Dionne Warwick. Shit. Be
We
sensitive.
talked about Dionne Warwick earlier. What that your agent I told you about Dionne Warwick? But yeah, I had to throw that out there. I don't know.
But
I'm into cards, but I'm not ready to like. It's a different experience. So I do work with crystals, and I
saw that.
make jewelry, crystal jewelry. So I am already into like the healing arts. Tarot has been something.
Holistic medicine, right?
Like say y'all be lighting sage and stuff like that in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I heard it smell like weed.
I like Palo Santo better. I like the way.
Yeah. I keep a number of different spiritual incense. Those for money, those for clarity. It's sage and Palo Santo are like two of some of the strongest, but there are many of things that you can use. Burn lavender.
Frankincense?
Frankincense. Yeah, so I have frankincense incense. I have a lot of different.
Do any of this like tie into voodoo?
Hoodoo. There are some people who it all ties into spirituality. So let's say that whether you practice it or utilize it for voodoo, hoodoo, which is a real spiritual practice. There are people who do consider themselves, but mostly you find that from like the Caribbean, like Haitian areas. Some people who have practiced it from the African, they consider it.
It all comes from Africa.
There are some like Yoruba. There are different areas that practice it or consider it different, but we all kind of utilize the same thing. Some people who dabble in spiritual arts and attraction, which I feel like really the introduction of The Secret that all those people were doing that book when they first introduced the law of attraction was just an awakening or opening for people to be more open to the idea of you create your reality and you don't have to look towards an external source to be able to achieve things that you want. And that God is actually he is a part of you, he's in you, he's around you. And there are some who believe God to be woman, whatever. There's so many different theories and ideologies on all of it, right?
Absolutely. But there are different cultures about it.
There are other ways. For me, I've just found that there are multiple ways to achieve spiritual peace, spiritual happiness, and to be content with who you are as a spirit.
So do you guys consider yourself to be more spiritual based or faith based? Like,
that would be the same thing in my book. That would be the same thing in my book. Faith and spirituality go hand in hand. I'm not religious.
Okay. Maybe that's the way I meant to ask that question. Like religious, like y'all listen to Creflo Dollar on Sundays, or do you just celebrate? Because some people, like, you can have a long conversation about this, and some people go off and say that you're supposed to worship God on Saturdays and stuff like that. So
ultimately, I think that what my journey has brought me to is everything leads to the same thing.
Yeah.
I explored the Muslim faith in college just because I had so many friends. So for me, it caused me to question. And also being a Sagittarius, I'm always curious. I always want to know more. I'm always looking for knowledge and always like some truth in finding and more information. So
that's kind of how
for me, I've learned that everything kind of leads back to one thing. So if I would choose a religion, if it was a religion, it would be, for me, love, because that's the underlying universal message of every religion, anything is to operate and move through love.
Mm-hmm. And Jesus is, but at the same time, it comes back to it. But
Rella, I'm sorry, I meant to cut you off. Decent 1-3.
Yes, you did. But go ahead, Rella.
I did because I'm done. Rello, are you a religious person?
No, I'm spiritual. I wouldn't say religious.
And then either one of y'all grow up like religious, like in the church, had to wear like long dresses or something to school every day?
You did, Rella?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
My parents are pastors.
Both parents are pastors?
Actively, yes.
Oh, okay. Do you feel you kind of pushed or like overly pushed or they gave you freedom to find your own way?
No. Okay. No, there was no choice. Jesus was the reason for every season. Okay. Still, parents, that is what they want, is that I be a devout Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've, like I said, found that love is everywhere, and I don't believe a lot of things that were said in the Bible, that causes conflict with me. Do I believe that Jesus existed? I do. Do I believe that he performed magic and miracles? I do, because I also see and witness those same powers here. But do I believe in the way that they portray him in the Bible? No. So I cannot fully consider myself to be something. If I was to choose any religion that I relate most to, it would be Christianity. One, because that's just the real story I can't get with. For me, not to knock anybody else's faith, but I cannot understand what Buddha did that made me say, oh, I want to worship this fat bald dude.
If we know any Buddhists on here, holla at us. We would love to have you on the show if you like to communicate to us about your views. Not knocking, but we just want to hear. We're here to learn.
Yeah. Hey, Tina Turner's a Muslim. A Buddhist. There are a lot of people who are Buddhists. I'm not also with the Catholicism. I get married, but there's a lot of like within that the structure of Christianity. There's a lot of darkness. Not Christianity, of Catholic. It's a lot of darkness.
Catholicism.
Yeah.
And once again, not here to judge or point the finger, just saying my perspective. I believe that's like that because Catholicism gives man a lot of power. A lot of power. And it's a government within that of men. And saying my perspective, once I mentioned before on the show, when we discuss the church is you. And when people start to understand that and start saying, well, the church does this and church does that, so you do that. And that's how I haven't always thought this way, but that's how, me becoming closer with God and my stuff, that's how I look at it. But, my thing is not to force anyone's hands. Like, everyone have their own perspectives and their beliefs, but, be fair, be understanding, and I walk my walk. If the walk I'm walking lead people to follow me and for me to follow in Christ, hey, that's so be it. Thank you, Jesus. But with Catholicism, like I've been there, and I see the Pope and all this. Same thing with my preachers and pastors. Like, you're here to worship God. I'm not here to worship you. I'm here to worship Jesus, and go from there. But
yeah, I agree.
It's get deep, and it's a lot of bad. It's a lot of good and evil, and it's in the Bible about the church.
Yeah, it's a lot of good and evil in our churches as well, or whatever. I just don't believe that there's one way to God and there's one way to connect, because I can reach him through meditation the same way someone else can reach him through prayer. I hear him while I'm driving in the car, or I call him because I address God, getting into my own spiritual experiences and watching like how the universe flows. I think that the universe is more of a feminine energy, and just watching and paying attention to energies. A woman can be very, if you think about it, all of the karmic laws when it comes to what you reap, what you sow, what you give out, you get back. What you think goes out to the atmosphere comes back to you. All of those things are a woman. Okay, you didn't want to take out the trash. I'm not cooking dinner. Oh, you want to do? It's just universal energy that kind of, for me, Mother Universe would be more suitable than Mother God. Now, yes, we have the same both of them have the same creative powers and reproduce and make, but as a woman, it's more appealing to know that I have manifested in the entire universe, planets, stars, and the astrology that those study, as opposed to just God that, you know, may have created life, spoke a few things here. And God is a little bit more mercy. Who? God?
Yeah, God created the universe.
I believe that they are one. Universe was first. God spoke into universe, just like man nuts into woman.
So, chicken before the egg.
God spoke into atmosphere.
Let me ask you this. It's kind of change topic just for a second. Do y'all believe that a man should lead a woman? Like, do you believe that in a household, how do you feel like it should be made up? Like, a man should lead the family, lead a woman, or should the man and woman have equal parts?
Man should lead.
You believe in gender roles?
No, I don't believe in gender roles, but I believe man should lead.
Okay.
Because ultimately we live in a different society. I might make more money than you. And that was one of the conversations I was having with somebody. He was texting me, like, I can cook, clean, you could make more money, I'll still massage your feet, do all of that, but still know that he's a leader. So when it comes to being a leader, that means that we consult each other when it comes to our children. And ultimately, especially when it comes to our male children, he needs to be the first presence that makes the decision. And if he's not okay with it, or if something doesn't go, then I'm not doing it.
Respect it.
What about you, Rello? How you feel about that?
I feel the same way. I feel like men should lead. So.
Hey, make sure the next question we ask, we have Rello ask first. She doing that quiet shit again. So you got a peep game about that, man. She just soaking up game. Okay, I see what they saying here. Yeah, I agree.
So let's create like a fake scenario real quick. So you working or whatever, you're bringing home the bread or whatever, and you know you're the breadwinner. You working hard, gonna work every day. Your man, all he do is, I can say all he does, but you know he just kind of chill at the house. He clean up every once in a while. You know he'll cook 2 or 3 times a week or whatever. But he wants to call all the shots, even with your money. Like, you know, y'all share a bank account, but he spent all of it. And he got to ask you for money. Like, do y'all feel like he should lead that way, as far as like being able to dictate what gets done around the house, or
he not
like
really
lead as like be an example for the children?
If he's not putting out anything in the house and being lazy, not doing that, he's not being a leader. And I'm not about to fall victim of that.
Because that does happen. Some women get mixed up that way.
But is he being lazy, or is he doing what's necessary?
He's being lazy. If he's not doing nothing, if he just sitting in the house not doing nothing. So like, because I feel like if he was going out working and I was in the house, I'm watching the kids, I'm making food, I'm cleaning the house.
You making food like 2-3 times a week. You clean up every now and then. But he go to work majority. I'm just repeating the same thing G-Jack said, but we're flipping genders now.
No, I thought that he said that you pretty much do everything, and
I know,
or you are you run the finances, he don't do shit, and he just gets to dictate what happens with everything. Is that what you said, G-Jack?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, so he doesn't do shit.
Yeah, he don't do. He's the one that's home or whatever.
He don't cook. He don't clean nothing.
2 or 3 times a week. And he cleans, you know, when he feel like it.
When he feel like it.
So in turn, that sounds like a toxic relationship, in my opinion. And both of those beings are with each other out of insecurity. She feeds his insecurity, and he feels like he probably getting over because she giving up money, and she just cannot. She feels like she can't find no better. So she is staying in that situation, allowing herself to be used. And using him just for to fulfill the fact that, oh, he's here. Or if she's the flip side of a toxic woman who says he don't got shit, so she can bitch at him all day, and it make her feel good to bitch at him and say, oh, you need to get up, you need to get a job, da 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 da. Both of them are not in a healthy relationship, period. And neither of you are exemplifying neither of you are exemplifying an alpha consciousness, basically meaning that you are strong in who you are with or without this person, and you can still be a lead and do all of that, but you respect, out of the respect and love for that person. And no, an alpha woman still knows how to submit to an alpha man. She may not be able to submit to a beta or any of the others, but she definitely knows how to submit to an alpha man. And an alpha man is not a user. He is a director. He's a leader. He's a guider. He's like, okay, this is what we need to do. And she's not the tail by any means. They're like right here. This is where they are. Head. She gets all that shit in motion. This what he want to do. This what he think. She gets it going for you. Like, that's what it is. One
of the worst advice my sister gave my wife is like, yeah, the man is head at the house, but you the neck. You control where you look at. I like, don't ever listen to her motherfucking that. It's again. Because I believe it's order in it. It's respect.
I still believe she had it right. She probably turned... She probably fucked it up.
I'm talking about verbatim. That was that. But my thing is, my responsibility in the relationship is to love my wife. Period. I would take a motherfucking bullet for her. Put my whatever the case may, and I mean bullet to kill me, whatever the case may be, to protect her. And the love is make sure she's comfortable, make sure she's taken care of, make sure she's protected, try to make her as happy as possible and safe. And my thing is safety over happiness at the end of the fucking day. And sometimes I feel like it's going to be a decision that's going to put her in harm. I would have to like fuck all that. And we were talking about the shit today. Like, I can be passive, I'd be cool, but I know we'll get around to the shit. But at the same time, it's like when I put my foot down, there's no moving that shit. But when it comes down to her, it's the respect. My thing is, it's just respect. When I say something, it's time to move, let's go. We've had conversations with her family members. And it's some, most of them, our families get along extremely well. But there's one particular, like, I don't use something as basic as going to get something to eat, okay? And I'm the type of guy, same thing with my boys, friends. I'm like, hey, what y'all want to eat? Throw that in the atmosphere. And we had this conversation before because we were talking about voting, why voting is so important. I give everybody opportunity, throw their buy-in, what they want to eat. But it's always somebody. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Oh, I don't know. Whatever, just get what you want. Okay, everybody had their buy-in. People say, I don't know. When I say what I want and nobody else say that shit, and that's what we go on, it's no turning back from that. And had one of her family members say, oh, I don't like that place. And I literally said, and this person is my elder. I'm like, well, that's too bad. You had your opportunity. We're going here. And it's all about respect. And we had a time limit. Well, I'm not going to be wasting gas and shit driving around the Metroplex. We're going to keep going. But that goes around in so many different ways. But when it comes down to this, I wouldn't say age is, well, I can say age, the culture we have now, it's like respect should go both ways. And respect should be in love no matter what. If you love your wife, you love your significant other, you should give them respect in the way that they deserve it or what they desire.
It made me think of something though, and this may not apply to y'all, but why do y'all never know what y'all want to eat?
Oh shit!
I be wanting everything. Sometimes I be wanting chicken. Sometimes I be wanting seafood. So I be ready.
What you want to eat? What you want to eat?
Right. I want to eat both.
Cool. At least you said both. Get her both. That's what I would do. At least you said some shit. I respect that. Cleo over here with the curry chicken spaghetti.
Shit, I'm just gonna whip up some curry chicken.
Wait, what you say about Cleo?
No, he was talking in his story. He was saying that he got into it with one of his wife's family members about being indecisive.
I just was very clear about where I felt like was necessary to be done. And G-Jack's question was, why don't y'all ever know what y'all want to eat?
I be wanting both. That's what it is.
See, see that face she made? She ain't even got shit to say back. She doesn't. She just about to push
sometimes though you don't understand how strong the female cravings are. Especially, don't let it be like
getting closer to that time.
That time you gonna want everything, and then you gonna be like, all right, you just choose. It don't matter. And for me, 9 times out of 10, if I tell you to go ahead and choose, it's because I don't know what I want, and I'm just gonna fuck with whatever you get. I can find something to eat. But if I be like, I don't know, but I'm never gonna be the nigga that be like, if I'm not hungry, or if I'm hungry and then I say, nah, I don't want nothing, I'm never gonna be that nigga. I'm never gonna be the one that's like, oh, I'm hungry, but don't get me anything, and then eat off your plate or some shit like that. No.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna order what I want. I'm probably still gonna eat off your plate.
Put your hand on my plate.
I'm probably still gonna do that shit though.
For the show, I'm gonna
have my own plate too.
I'm gonna get a sword just so I can brandish that motherfucker when shit like that is said. Cause that shit be burning me the fuck up.
Luckily, guys.
Why? She let you eat off her plate too, huh?
I don't eat off her plate. That's the point.
Yeah, I don't understand. That don't make a difference. Okay, I don't understand. I don't ever ask for your food. So what? But if you asked, I would let you have some.
No, that doesn't count because I don't do that because I don't want you doing that to me. That's how it works.
Well, if she do it to you, try it one time.
Because she be trying. No, she try that shit. She try it all the time. It's the sweetest thing. But I already know.
Good. You be like, yep.
That's all I'm like, yeah, you straight. It's every day, but it's in her mind already. And that's one thing. You have to get to know your partner, okay? And getting to know her, and it's like we've been together. Oh shit. About to be 14 years, and it's like and it's still to that point, but we still getting to know each other. They ain't gonna ever stop, in my opinion. And it's one of those things like shit. This shit burns me the fuck up. But she bends and she's flexible, so I bend and I'm flexible. And this shit ain't a big deal. It does piss me the fuck off. Like back in the day when I was younger, I'm talking about that shit used to make me hot because
I know that's feeling.
I'm talking about like, I learned that's already in her head. We about to share food. He's about to order this, and that, and I'm about to order this, and this, and this, and we're gonna share and eat together. My mind said, I'm ordering this, and I'm about to smash this shit. I'm about to eat every fucking bite. That is in my mind. My mind said, it ain't got shit to do with you, and it happens, and it's like when you try to, can I have some? And now you put me in a predicament that I'm gonna be an asshole. If I say no, I'm not going to enjoy the food at the high amount that I wanted to enjoy the shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. So now, like when I order some shit, I order just a little bit more just so she can eat that shit.
Look at that.
But the worst shit is when it's some shit that I know she ain't gonna like. She try that shit and she like, oh, you eat some nasty ass shit. Like you not only ate some of my food that I loved you enough to share with you, but you were dismissive and you insulted my food.
Oh.
All right, so back to what we were talking about earlier with the podcast, the Afterthe3some podcast. You said y'all talk about businesses and stuff like that, and we had a combo earlier on Facebook.
It was on the Facebook
with black businesses. Mr. D, you want to kind of paint a picture for him?
Oh yeah, y'all need to join our Facebook group if y'all fuck with Facebook. But either way, so I just reshared a clip of Master P, Percy Miller and Romeo Miller talking about their ramen noodle brand and how y'all allow the guy with top ramen come over here to this country and make trillions of dollars, but as soon as a black-owned business that is the face of that business is trying to make money, y'all asking about the sodium, y'all asking about is it healthy, why didn't y'all do with this and that, but they're trying to paint a picture like, why are y'all just blindly supporting us? And I hate to say blindly, but it's like, hey, y'all eat ramen noodles, eat our ramen noodles and support black business. And, that only black people are questioned and not as supported as we support other businesses. So that was the video that I posted and shared in our Facebook group.
So how do y'all feel about that, like supporting black businesses? Would you go out of your way to support a black business, or is it just...
I am a black business.
I do support black business. Even my doctors and stuff are all black.
Everybody black.
Everybody, they all black.
I'm the same way.
I post and I scroll past it. I didn't even
see.
One on a different level, as African Americans, they don't understand our plights. They don't. Not even just so much that they not understand our plights. They're not well versed or experienced, and sometimes they don't even teach about it.
Who are they? Are they
white
just
people.
okay?
In school, they don't teach.
In school, we barely learn our history besides 1 month, and we build a lot of shit here.
They don't even do it no more. I don't think that's their history.
So
they're trying to take it away though.
I know. I'm aware. My kid's not going to public school, so that's
why we have everything culture in this bitch.
Okay, go ahead.
So for me, everybody has to be black. I buy from black people. Honestly do not.
You purchasing white. I don't give a damn what you say. You purchasing white. Somewhere in your fucking something, that paper in behind that wall, them pillows you sitting on.
I mean, yeah, you know,
something
like,
in that motherfucker white.
We understand that there are things that we do not mass produce. And yes, we are still spending our money. But the first place I go to spend, if I'm looking for some skincare products, I do not buy Neutrogena. Yeah, I do not buy Neutrogena.
I think with that type of stuff, you would want to go with somebody real cut. Like, you wouldn't really want to go to a white hairstylist that doesn't really deal with black hair. Or you want to go to a white barber that don't really cut black hair. You know, like stuff like that. And like, beauty supplies and stuff, you want to go with somebody that can relate to your everyday struggle.
You can we talked about it on 2 episodes.
Even a doctor, a therapist, you know, you want somebody that can relate to you. But as far as like buying noodles or whatever, you see some Top Ramen in the store and you see Master P stuff and it has more sodium than the Top Ramen. And you go support Master P over the Top Ramen just because it's black.
I don't buy none of this shit. Both the shits are salty.
See, I was going to say, does Masterpiece and Percy Miller's ramen has more sodium, or are you just saying?
I'm just giving an example.
We're still right, but that's not an even assumption because you just already made it unappealing.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do that. That's a problem right there. You have to say they're exact same items.
Like,
but you said more. You said more.
I gave it.
We already know how blood pressure killing us.
But you said more.
We ain't gonna buy it.
Now, if you said the same amount, if they're the same amount,
I sure wish I could get this out.
But I'm just saying what you said. But I'm just saying what you said.
This is what I said though. I painted that picture for a reason though. Like if this has more sodium in it than the Top Ramen, but you want to buy noodles, you know what I'm saying? Are you still gonna support Master P just because he's black, or are you gonna go with the more healthier option?
I am going to buy Master P because he's black.
So you go ahead and go with the most sodium, even though it has most sodium and it's worse for you. It's not really what you like. You know, it's noodles, but honestly, the Top Ramen may taste better.
See what I'm saying, and
go with the Master P because he's black. So
hold a finger up when you're done. Okay, what I'm saying was a second ago that whole scenario.
But you gotta answer
I'm not finished, nigga. But the whole scenario you painted was a problem because you made Master P. Hold on, I'm not finished. Because you made a fictitious scenario, a masterpiece item being worse. You just made a scenario. When I'm saying if they're the same thing, that's why I asked you, were they?
That's not the case I'm painting. They could be the same thing. I mean,
but why are you painting that? Because that's what white people do all the time. That's what the public media. They always paint that picture as one, and they're like, just scenario. Listen. Tell me something different than what you're saying.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I painted that scenario for a reason.
What's the reason?
You said go black regardless. And I'm saying even if the black is worse, you still gonna go black regardless. That's the question I'm asking. I don't really know what the fuck the sodium level is in Top Ramen and Master P. I just painted that picture just to show that do you just go with black just because they're black, not because you know what I'm saying it's the better product.
How long they noodles been out? Because I didn't even know they had noodles. So that's another thing you don't know who made it.
It's probably about a year, maybe.
About a year.
Oh, okay.
Just like with the chips. I still stick to what I said about it.
The chips been out since I was a kid, and I still eat wrap snacks every time I'm, not every time, but I definitely like me some wrap snacks.
It's like the chips. No,
that's the chip.
Because my point is like this: if it's the same amount, same shit, and if it's the same price,
but
hold on, I'm not finished. Even if it was a little bit more expensive, I'm not finished. Even when it's not as if it's the same nutrition quality, but let's say Master P shit costs a little bit more. Let's say it costs 50 cents more. Yes, I will go with the black because I know that's a starting business and they need that. Okay,
right?
And that's how I feel.
Me too. I feel you too. Oh, no,
and not even just the starting business and how they feel. I am purchasing because they're Black.
Yeah. Now, but I will say customer service is key with me, and I'm big on that. And we talked about this previous in the show, and we still need to do it. That when I go to some African American Black-run businesses, and they treat others better than myself being African American, because they feel like a white customer or someone with privilege is going to tip more, pay more, I take extreme offense to that, and I will.
Well, you're going to the wrong Black businesses.
I absolutely agree. I'm not, and once again, I'm not saying it across the board, but I will say specifically when I'm going somewhere, and it goes any business, not just Black, any business. Like your food could be fucked up, but if your customer service bad, I'm gonna have a problem with that. But you can fix that shit.
Customer service is definitely a big ordeal, and a lot of times for me, I encounter Black businesses with stellar customer service, especially those that are small, and this is the only way that they know how to feed their families. It depends on where you're going. If you're going for some of these Black businesses who have the thousands of followers and their whole moral complex is off itself, you will find that they may just have a bad attitude, period. Like, I'm not a friend, no shade. I think that it's a great brand, and the man who owns it, I think that he himself takes a lot of pride, but he has hired one or two females that are very rude in their business, and they're a prominent Black-owned business here in Houston.
Probably the Turkey Leg Hut. But
Turkey Leg Hut,
don't be throwing them out.
The Prospect Park, all them bitches is rude. I will smack any of them bitches on a good day.
I've been to Prospect Park one time, and I'll probably never go back. And it's not because of the customer service, because I'm a good host.
Because they're nice to you. They're rude to other women.
They're very nice to me.
Everybody here from Houston, we all done sat in that line
I'm not from Houston.
And French's Chicken. Well,
I've never been there.
And got the worst goddamn customer service.
With that salty ass chicken.
Because it's good.
Man, the motherfucker.
I've never been to the historical Frenchies.
The original one. Yeah, they were rude to the motherfucker. But it goes both ways. We're not arguing inside. It's just stating what we see, our observation. Because, like, Breakfast Club, I've had excellent service there. I've had excellent Turkey Leg. Even Turkey Leg have excellent service there.
I had good service once before.
Here in Seattle, shout out to Fast Chicken. Shout out to Island. Island Shack, Island Rum Bar. It's some good spots, but I've had some places that y'all know damn well this ain't how shit be run. I had one place, attitude over the phone, try to call in the order. They said be ready in 20 minutes. I get there in 20 minutes. They're like, oh, 21 minutes. We don't have your food ready. Bitch, excuse me? Like, yeah, they talking about you showed up in 20 minutes, the food have been ready. But what? But I've had some situations like that, and they feel comfortable to just get away with it because I'm Black. And it's no doubt about it. And I see they food come out before other people. And this is a Black restaurant, but I've seen it in the white restaurants too.
That happens a lot though. Like with everything you do though. Like even if you getting your car washed or you get somebody working on your house, when they see you Black, they try to hit you with that. Hey, bro, you know what the deal is, man. Like, let me, get away with half-ass kind of do my job. That happens a lot of times. I'm not saying for all Black people, but it does happen a lot.
And only reason I can say this with G-Jack, like G-Jack and I went back and forth on this on the previous episode, like heavily went back and forth on this. And I was the one saying, no, you got to support. The very next week, I was getting my truck washed, okay? Very next week, I was getting truck washed. This dude had to wash my car 3 times in one day, and I still had to come back 2 days later for him to finish it. Black-owned car wash, steady fucking my shit up. Didn't wash the wheel where I gave him time after time, and I still tipped the man, wished him well, but I never came back to him. I'm like, dude, that was complete. But he tried, and that's why I kept the tip. I didn't give him a bad. I left him no review because I'm like, hey, hopefully better. But dude, that was some trash ass fucking service. Like not the customer service, but shit, man. Like. You wasted literally like 5 hours of my life when it was a simple wash. He had everything there. He wasn't a crackhead and nothing like that. He had a real business, so that could have been the solution or the problem. I don't know. Cleo, seems like you got a lot going on. Go ahead. Get it off your chest, man. So we gotta state our perspectives. This is just our perspectives.
No. I'm sorry. I was completely distracted.
Oh, shit. No telling what she's on. Well, you wouldn't. All them faces wasn't referring to us, correct?
No.
Ooh, okay, cool. So she good. She getting text messages. She dealing with some niggas in retrograde. But so we're all good here.
I hate you.
Well, it's all love, man. But it's one of those things that I want to put together a little experiment, and I wanted to call like different restaurants, and I was gonna call like one Caucasian, one Hispanic, or one other, and one Black, just 3 different ones, different businesses, and see how their customer service is over the phone. And I'm not gonna list any of their names. Just want to see how they answer and how they treat people. And we may need to get a different person, a different ethnicity, or a different accent to call as well, see how the customer service is. Because I'm always curious about how we treat each other, or treat customers in total. What y'all think about that?
When you say as far as Asians or us?
I'm talking about everybody.
Oh, everybody. I don't know. I thought you said Asians.
Well, like it could be a Caucasian, it could be Asian, it could be Hispanic, Latinx.
So,
and
I personally am not a fan. That's something that I've been trying really hard. I don't really enjoy. I've been trying to find more Black nail technicians, which somebody.
I want to open one. I want to open one. I mean, I'll try to tell my wife.
I want a spa. I do want a spa.
I want to open a Black overnight spa, but then people say that should be too ratchet.
It might be, but if you do it the right way, it doesn't matter.
Nigga, when you try to make money,
you can have a little bit of ratchet.
Dude, we threw parties back in the day. We threw parties back. When it comes to money, ratchet can cause problems.
Too much ratchet can cause problems, but we gotta have a little flavor on our
ratchet is like a fire. Ratchet is like a fire. You can try to control that motherfucker. Just one good gust of wind, that shit is a wrap, nigga. You know how that shit goes, right, Rello? Right?
Oh, that's fucked up, man.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a little insensitive. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so rough in a second. But what would y'all go to an overnight, like a late hour? Because like what time do nails techs and nail salons close?
8
o'clock. So
7, 8.
So if this one opens at like 6 p.m. and stayed open to like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, you trying to do some freak happy ending shit.
You probably get robbed anything after 8 because you probably do a lot of cash at the day.
See, and I hey, right hand to the man. That was not nowhere in my thought, nowhere in my attention. My thought process is because my wife gets off of work at like 6 p.m. sometimes, she's not able to make it to her nail salon and shit. So I'm like, damn, wouldn't it be convenient? Because how many other professional women out here that's not able to make it there? They're able to get their nails and shit done, happy hour, get the same treatment, and you have nothing but service because all these places are closed anyway. That's my thought process. But what G-Jack just said, a lot of people was like, nigga, you gonna get the fuck robbed. And I'm like, you have a strong point there.
You're gonna have a lot of strippers and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
The ratchetivity he was talking about.
Yeah.
Bingo. But hey, would it be a moneymaker though? If it can be controlled correctly. And it'd be convenient. Everybody can win after that. Y'all don't think so?
No, I think that is a clever way, but I think that you need to just open your hours more so it just doesn't seem, like you can. Why not have somebody who wants to come in the daytime?
Because
it could be like a retreat.
You have other places, but I would like to have a Black owned. Like I tweeted it. I wish there was more Black owned, not only nail salons but masseuses. If y'all ever had a full body, like businesses though, like go there and it's nothing but Black folks in it. I would hit that up because I had my first full body massage a couple months ago, and that shit was bombed in a motherfucker.
I don't know, man. It's just too much pressure, man. I have to try to just make everything in your life Black. Hey, y'all seen that Killer Mike special on Netflix where he tried to do everything Black for, I think it was for a weekend or something? Everything he did was he had to do it Black. He couldn't smoke weed or anything. That's on Netflix. Y'all check it out.
He couldn't put gas in his car either, right?
Yeah, he had to walk. He had to get a ball.
Because there weren't any black groweries or something like that.
Yeah,
but I think I've seen that. But ultimately, back to the question of like how we're treated. I don't enjoy going to nail salons. I've been in nail salons where an Asian woman popped me and I had to punch her in the throat. And
yeah, your feet was that bad? I'm just playing.
First off,
uh-oh.
Don't let me pull them out. My feet are pretty, very pretty. Okay. Now I might not keep them polished regularly, but
hey, right now we understand.
Hey,
I'm getting my hands done. I was getting my hands done.
Oh, okay.
And from there on, Asian people don't respect black people at all. I don't like I really do not like to work. I've worked with one. Well, I don't want to sound racist.
You did.
Like I don't want it to sound.
That did
sound very racist when I heard it. Like shit, fuck. But I worked with a few different. Now what I do fuck with are Filipinos. I think they're different. I don't know how to describe it, but Filipinos, I fuck with Filipinos.
Do you follow? Do you know who Joe Coy is?
No.
He's a Filipino comedian. Check him out. He used to say they're like the Mexicans of Asians.
Maybe, but and then they have a little bit more melanin. I think it's the lack of melanin in the Asians, the same way that white people don't seem to have the same moral compass. I don't believe that Asian people do.
But Asians can dance though, like they got some type of melanin in them. Asians be breakdancing like a motherfucker.
Logical and analytical people, so they can learn the dance and get that information down. It's information.
My thing is,
it ain't soul.
My thing is, well, shit, no, some got soul. You know, I can say,
yeah,
I can
some
say
do
that.
got soul.
But
they learn very well.
I can't give a blanket. I said this shit the other night. I can't give a blanket assumption about a whole ethnicity, you know, because don't get me wrong, I've seen a wide amount that do the shit, you know. It's like I work with some good people. I have some good friends. Same thing we say about white people. I know a lot of evil white people, and I know some really good ones that has helped me out in my life. But like you said, you work with one Asian person. You know, maybe we should get around more and learn more about. That's why we do the show. Once again, we try to learn more.
I get along with everybody. So I may have a perception of them, of my general experiences, but I give each person that I come encounter with a different opportunity to learn them.
And we appreciate
by themselves.
But I think due to stereotypes, though, a lot of other ethnicities don't want to open up, and they don't want to get along with us. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Like we just said, like we feel like a lot of white people are racist. So if you sense that they're racist, they may not even be racist, but you just go kind of be like, I ain't fucking with them. You know, I don't like their vibe, and they could be
the sweetest, nicest person.
Yeah.
I give every individual, because I've also been wronged more by my own people than I have with any other race.
But that's because that's who you're around the most. I mean, the percentage is there. Like if you're around,
but still, that doesn't right. Like I said, but that doesn't put me in a position where I don't fuck with my people.
Yeah,
you don't feel like it's a case where black men make you feel unsafe.
I do not. I love my black men wholeheartedly. I don't envision any other way for my family to look besides a black man, period. But I give everybody an individual chance to get to know me. And sometimes I just realize that there are some cultures that I can only be around, or our experience may not be lasting. They may not be a branch experience. They may just be a temporary. I get along very well with Latinos. I don't see a difference in who we are. I don't see a difference in who we are. I get along very well with Filipinos. I get along with mostly melanated people on a consistent basis. But if it's just an encounter, I enjoy everyone and everybody enjoys me when we're in that moment together. Girl that
I forgot you on that. Okay, go ahead.
I'm the black girl that can go to a white bar and still make friends. And
everybody loves Cleo. Everybody loves Cleo. They can't help the shit. You trust me, you didn't hear the shit I heard the other day, GK. But like everybody
does.
Everybody loves Cleo.
If they don't like me, they don't understand why they don't like me, because I'm really a cool ass nigga. And it's not like a beep beep or whatever. Like, men have always gotten along with me and looked at me like the homie that I can always maneuver through those alleys. Women always come to me for the nurturing, mothering aspect. Different cultures. I'm the one who, the culture that has mostly surprised me, that I have quite a few friends in, are the
Haitian.
I don't like to say Indian, Middle Eastern, Indian. I don't like to say Indian.
Asian. You can say Asian.
I mean, they're in Asia, yes, but they're still their own culture within that.
Absolutely.
But that culture was surprising for me to connect with, because they have such a strong men are this type of mentality and upbringing. Men are the head, women be quiet, listen, bow type of vibe.
So, that's an interesting perspective.
That was a surprising for me, to have such a big personality, to be able to sit in the room with very strong men. And especially when I used to work in like the daycare system and taking care of their children and different things like that.
They better be nice to your ass.
And not even just nice. There were some who were just not like, no, do what I say. This is what I want my child to do, especially if they were in the medical field. There are definitely quite a few, but I had more that were like, they liked me and they would only prefer their child be around me, and their child loved me so much that they would bring me gifts. They were like, that was a surprise for me. So I get along with
you. See, just a shining ray of light.
No, not a ray of light. I'm really just, I think it's just because my honesty, because I'm not a ray of, I'm
you
positive.
be beating up people.
No, I'm positive. I'm a positive person, but I'm not like, oh, everything's daisies and daffodils.
I think people are scared that you be beating up people. They scared you gonna beat them up. So, Rello, what about you? You have any type of, does everyone get along with you? You just a good?
I feel like everybody get along with me. I think my first best friend was like a Vietnamese guy. When I used to hang around them so much when I was younger. Then I started hanging around other cultures. And just,
once again, DC.
I did my fair racism here in Texas, you know.
And that's what I'm gonna say. So you're from DC, Cleo, and Rollo. Where are you from?
Galveston.
You always been from Galveston?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. But you, Texas, okay. So you're.
It's not that far from Houston. It's like an hour.
I know where Galveston at. See, G-Jack and myself, we're both from East Texas. So Tyler. Yeah, Tyler, Texas. Yeah, so country as fuck. Once again, I didn't know I was country until I came to Houston, and people was like, nigga, where the fuck you from? Well, I was like, whoa, like, I am the most proper speaking motherfucker in my area. my little cousin said I'm the whitest person in the family, and I'm like, the fuck? like, y'all got it that bad? I'm like, shit. But it's just one of those things that I love. When I left Tyler, I was able to learn so much more about cultures. Like, and thankfully throughout, the lodge and, fraternities I'm part of, so I was able to travel to like DC, Philadelphia, Chicago, and meet other people of my color or people in other areas and learn more about their cultures. Then now we have social media and you get to see a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. I want to do that accent challenge. Y'all down with it if I put one together?
The accent challenge? What is that?
So it's a list of words that's on a screen we'll put together, and you have to record reading each word.
I know I'm country. I can hear certain words. I say.
I embrace my countryness. Absolutely, man.
I feel like people can't really tell where I'm from.
I can't.
Unless you've been there.
I know other people from there, and more and more your ass talk.
Like, it only comes out really when I'm mad and I'm going off.
That's the best time. That's how I feel about people from Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
People from DC, do y'all have like that accent like Baltimore?
No,
it's different.
We have our own accent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Baltimore is more of a northern.
You just heard it at the end when she said accent itself. it's kind of like the inflection goes up and go down. I can't explain it, but it's there. It sounds like a little high pitch and a little twangy.
Yeah, like Baltimore people, they have a different tonation to how they say certain things. It's like you have to listen to them talk. Like our guest this week, he's from Baltimore, and like when they say certain words like to, do, Doug, like dog is Doug. It's like so many different things. Like it's
say coffee.
Say the words correctly, but
I feel like guys up north have a more aggressive accent, and like I have the southern accent when they talk to me. I'm like, why are you yelling at me?
So say coffee.
Who? Her?
Yeah.
Here.
What does that do?
Yeah, everybody can say it. It doesn't matter.
Coffee.
Okay, never mind. She prepared herself. But
water. The main thing everybody knows when I say water, because they were like, water. No, bitch, it's water.
I talk slow as shit. That's my thing.
Water.
Somebody said you talk like your ass chopped and screwed. Not like I did used to stutter. but all those things is I just love the accent and one of my views on things of if you ever seen the videos of people from Atlanta speaking and how they talk like a whole different language and people like, what the fuck are they saying? And I'm like, I can kind of decipher how they're communicating, but I'm big on who was I talking to? No, I was talking to somebody at the taco spot. But on this land here in America, we had indigenous Americans and they spoke thousands of languages here. How many languages Native Americans speak? Exactly. So all now being said,
I don't know any Native Americans now. If I was from Oklahoma, it may be different.
But the point is, but the thing is, but every spot on this land where it was a different language spoke, like thousands, not just a couple, but thousands of languages, and that shit was eradicated. And same thing with us being brought from a different continent, and I think we're still searching our language. That's why slang will ever be continued. We'll always come from new ways to communicate with one another, and other people can't communicate. Same thing when people get mad at people speaking Spanish, Mexicans speaking Spanish. I'm like, that's how they should communicate to each other. That's their native tongue. That's their native language. Don't try to change this shit. Same thing when you're so familiar to your home body. We're not all supposed to speak the same language. That's my absolute truth. We're not supposed to do that. So that's why.
Let me ask y'all this. I guess we're gonna one at a time. Tell our listeners, like all our fans or whatever, a little something about each of you from the Afterthe3some podcast.
Like
anything, just something special about you. Like what you do. Like what do you contribute to this earth? Like what's special about you? What makes you?
Don't forget, I'm gonna do the makers of you afterwards.
That's just a big. Actually, I do have to wrap it up, guys, because my computer's about to die, and gotta go.
Okay. Well, let's do this. So once again, I want to thank you both for being on the show. We greatly appreciate y'all joining us this evening. I know it's getting late over there where y'all at. Would y'all have time to do the makers of you tomorrow or some other day? And the makers of you, it just depends how long it takes y'all to answer the questions.
You want to do it now?
Yeah. Let's do it. We can do it now, but let's wrap this up real quick. So thank you, Rello. Thank you, Cleo. Y'all can check them out at Afterthe3some. Do y'all have any shout outs, any handles we need to know?
So the people don't get to know us. We don't tell. They're not making a deal with us.
After we finish this, we're going to do the makers of you. And
then we can do this tomorrow then. Okay, my bad.
That's what I'm saying. So, but we'll catch them up with that in a second. But as always, want to thank all our listeners, all of our followers, all of our watchers, all of our supporters for always supporting everything culture. Tell more people about us. Follow us on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. And as always, everythingculture.com. Always check us out. We got more shirts. I know it's about to get hot out here, but we still can get you a fucking pullover or hoodie. for the upcoming winter and things. And we're going to have masks most likely, so you can go out looking good. But as always, Martin Luther King has said before that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other, and they don't know each other because of segregation and miscommunication. And here on Everything Culture, we hope to have a better line of communication so we can start to love each other once again. So once again, this is me, Mr. D. Thank you, Mr. D713. Thank you all, and God bless.
Peace out.
Did you want to?